Welcome to the presentation on IPv6 and the Internet of Things. At the end of this presentation, you should be able to understand the Internet of Things, identify the technologies that drive the Internet of Things, and understand how critical IPv6 is to the Internet of Things. We live in a world we barely could imagine 20 years ago, a world that has seen an exponential rise in Internet traffic, a world where our mobile devices are now more powerful than the supercomputers of yesterday, a world where microsensors and the network are making everyday objects more intelligent. That world has been called the first true evolution of the Internet of Things. So what is the Internet of Things? The Internet of Things is a concept that the Internet is no longer a network just for humans to communicate alone, but also a platform for objects to be able to communicate with the world around them. Objects like trees can now be monitored to make it easy for us to know when is the right time to water them. Objects like animals can be tracked to make it easy for us to know when is the right time to move them to greener pastures for grazing. Objects like our wearable can be located to make it easy for us to find them when we need them. This is because these objects will be able to send out a continuous stream of information that we can process and use in making timely decisions. The Internet of Things is not new. It has been with us since the late 90s. Just that now we have the social, the economical, and the technological ground to make the Internet of Things massive. And technologically, the strides that have been made are in the area of global connectivity, widespread adoption of IP-based networking, and in increasing adoption of IPv6. Big data is nothing without the Internet of Things, because we can make a lot of sense with all the data that we receive. And with the cloud, we're able to connect the physical world to the Internet itself. The technologies that are going to drive the Internet of Things are essentially wireless technologies, and they include radio frequency identification, Wi-Fi, barcode, 6LoWPAN, which is the IPv6 adoption for Internet of Things, Zigbee, sensors, and also smartphones. The IEEE proposed a three-tier architecture for the Internet of Things that has the application layer that runs the applications, the networking and the data communication layer that enable devices to be able to reach themselves, and the sensing layer that contains the sensor that enables devices to be aware of their environment and send out information. All the deliverables of the Internet of Things, like the smart cities, the smart homes, the innovative industries, will always continue to send out signals. What this means is that they will require a huge amount of IP address to be able to communicate over the network. In essence, they will be IP hungry. So what will be the solution? Many discussions on the Internet of Things assume that the IP address space is an unlimited resource and that it will scale as the Internet of Things scale. But the truth is that the IP address space is not an unlimited resource. In fact, we've run out of the IPv4 address space since February 2011. But IPv6 is the biggest reason now why the Internet of Things has a future. However, research has shown that scalability is not the only reason why IPv6 will be the biggest enabler of the Internet of Things. Yes, the numbers speak for themselves. IPv6 has a huge address space in the region of 340 trillion addresses, enough for many generations to come. But that's not the only reason. IPv6 can be manageable, can be converted into a couple of bytes that can be translated and used in low-powered sensors. Also, in terms of end-to-end connectivity, IPv6 devices can communicate anywhere in the world, eliminating the need for NAT, which and all of its drawbacks. And in terms of the current rate of uptake, mobile devices around the world, especially in the United States, are at the forefront of the adoption of IPv6 for use in their mobile devices. And web service companies like Google, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook have all adopted IPv6 for the massive traffic they need for their services. And this graph here shows the IPv6 adoption curve and shows that the IP version 6 adoption is doubling at the rate of every 9 months. And AfriNIC, which is the regional internet registry for Africa, is the one mandated to allocate this block of addresses to the local internet registries and also to the big end users. Something as big as the Internet of Things will not be without its challenges. So we'll have to sort out the issue of privacy, the issue of security, how quickly we transit to IP version 6, and of course talking about common standards, because as it is now, most organizations are adopting the Internet of Things to suit their own particular needs. And also we need to think about how we can come up with renewable energy sources for the billions of sensors that will be at the heart of the Internet of Things. In spite of these challenges, the future is looking very good for the Internet of Things. In the next year, the Internet of Things market is built to surpass the PC, the tablet, and the phone market all combined. These are major revolutions all by themselves. And in the year 2020, Cisco has predicted that over 50 billion things will be connected to the Internet. In the year 2020, it's also estimated that over 90% of our cars will be connected to the Internet, and that 40 times more devices than humans will also be connected to the Internet. But this is not the only place where we're going to be seeing the impact of the Internet of Things. Also, in the financial market, in the global economy, the Internet of Things is expected to impact the global economy in the tune of over $19 trillion. So with all of the information we're going to be getting, and which will allow us to make decisions very quickly, we'd expect that with the Internet of Things, there will be improvement in performance. When there is improvement in performance, it will definitely lead to a reduction of costs. And of course, with the creation of new innovative services like the smart cities, the smart homes, we'll continue to see more of this creation, and this will lead to new generation in revenue streams. In conclusion, the Internet of Things is a very huge opportunity, and we're just getting started. But the good news is that we've got its back covered with IP version 6. Thank you.